Good morning. Welcome to the video. It's been a couple of weeks since I last caught up with you. Things have been pretty busy. I managed to squeeze another trip in abroad. So I was over in Amsterdam filming at the PCA Worlds, obviously under 𝘈𝘕𝘬𝘐. So that kind of put a bit of a block on me doing my own shit, because obviously when I'm away, not only am I filming stuff that I need to edit while I'm away, but I'm also losing out on the work or losing out on the editing that I've got to do from like my UK shoots. So that always has to take priority. I've said this in the past, so that comes first, and obviously my coaching and my clients and stuff, and then my own content. So we're back at it now. We're back at it. I recorded another podcast last night, which you would see by the time you see this episode as well. So back on the content train. But in the last episode, you would have seen me and Calum training together. He obviously mentioned the timeline and when we're looking to compete. So on that timeline, we've got about 7 or 8 weeks left to this off-season phase of pushing up before we do like a pullback, a health phase, a clear out, whatever you want to call it, before then pushing up for 8 to 10 weeks and then into prep. So things are moving fast. One thing that has cropped up the last few weeks is some mad blood pressure readings, hence why I've just been doing cardio. You might have watched that and thought, is he on prep doing cardio and abs in the morning? But no, we've actually added in cardio every day now. Just 20 minutes on the bike. If I can do it fasted, I'll do it fasted if my diary allows it. Like today I'm home editing, so I can do that this morning. If I've got a busy day, which to be honest most days are busy, I'll do it post-workout. So basically my blood pressure, I've been using a monitor that I got given to me, and the results were coming back like all over the shop. So I wasn't really sure if it was me or the monitor that was fucked basically. So I bought the new one off Amazon. Been monitoring it using that, and then we had some like really high readings, like I'm talking 190 over 110, which as you can imagine was very scary. Even though I didn't have any of the symptoms that would be related to like high blood pressure, it was still like questioning like, am I doing the right thing again, you know, with the bodybuilding. But I spoke to Calum and he was like, right, let's add telmisartan in, because we took it out previously because my readings were coming back too low. So reintroduced that. And he was like, let's get cardio done every day, just 20 minutes on the bike, set you up for the day. And he said, when I'm doing my blood pressure, I need to be hydrated, and also no vaping before it as well, because if I'm honest, I'll get up, I'll come downstairs, I wouldn't have drunk a thing. I probably would have puffed on that on the way down, or even on the toilet. And then down here, blood pressure readings, and then obviously they're coming back a bit all over the shop. So my blood pressure is much more stable now for the last week. It's like the high end of normal, which is expected for the weight that I'm carrying at the minute. But obviously we want to make sure we keep an eye on that. So that is the reason for cardio. But on the subject of health, this, ladies and gents, is a game changer. With my health sups, if I'm honest, in the past I've been really lackadaisy with it. Like, you know, when you've got, I don't know, 10 tubs of health sups sitting there and you're having to like go through each one, picking out all the capsules, it's a bit tedious. And I found myself sometimes thinking, oh, I can't be honest, I'm just going to bed or whatever, or I've got other things I need to be doing. I bought this off Amazon. I'm not sure how much it costs. It's hardly anything. It's a day and night one, and I'm just, every week, I'm filling this up with obviously the AM sups and the PM sups, so that it's in there. And then I have no excuses. It literally takes 20 seconds to do. It's Tuesday today, so I'll literally just go to the Tuesday morning slot, chuck them in a mug. Why don't I just take them out? Because again, it's like, I'm not picking each one out and putting them in my mouth. In a mug, whap them down. Job done. The hardest part is obviously filling that up, but you just need to spend 10 minutes a week filling this up. So if you are someone that is endorsing PEDs and bodybuilding, make sure you get your health sups. Obviously TBJP, the best health sups on the market. Magic 10 will save you money off there. I don't have a discount code for this vitamin tray, but this is a game changer, so have a go at that. And that's pretty much it where I'm at right now. I've got posterior today, so gonna see what we can get to. I'm nudging towards 6 plates a side again, so It might be there today, it might not. My last session they were flying, if I'm honest. So I'm very close to it. So we'll see what I can get up. The thing with my pulls off the floor at the moment is that it is the, excuse me, 5th or 6th exercise in. So previously when I've been going into them fresh, obviously I'm a bit stronger or whatever, less fatigued. Now it's the 5th or 6th exercise, which is good because obviously you're getting battered even more by doing them. So I'm still pulling decent weight at that point of the session. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And I just had a meal. I didn't want to show you, but it was just eggs and bagels, the same shit that I've been eating for the last 3 years. So another day that we just make the same as the previous one.
Andy texted earlier and said, about should we get some structure to it? The problem is with structure, you kind of just...
Problem with structure, on the topic of meals, this is my yeah, this is a meal, I'm drinking it. That's another thing I'm learning about this off season is do things that make it as easy as possible to get through your days. So eating early and also eating things, or drinking in this case, to get it down so that you've got enough time for that to digest so you can get your next meal in. The cream of rice, the volume of it, combined with the vegan protein, was murdering me. So I don't think I've mentioned this previously, I'm blending it now. So in here we've got 100 grams of cream of rice, 60 grams of vegan protein, obviously all from Trained by JP, Magic 10, 20 grams of peanut butter, 8 screws of pink Himalayan salt. So it's 11 AM. I'm going to probably train around 12:15 by the time I get to the gym. So that'll give me enough time for that to digest and then get into my session. I've moved my office around a little bit. We've finally got the sword on display from the Nabba Mr. Wales, which I'm not sure if you can see that poster. No, you can't. Yeah, I had the sword a few months back because when I won it, they didn't have swords. We had a trophy, so now I've got... People were giving me shit and saying, oh, you've only got a trophy, I've got a sword from winning Mr. Wales. Now I've got a fucking trophy and a sword, so technically I've got more than any other Mr. Wales, so there we go. Did I tell you I won Mr. Wales? Anyway, I'm going to finish drinking this, do a bit more editing. Podcast is going up tonight, so that'll be up for 6 PM, and then we will be at the gym for posterior. And also me swinging around on my chairs like a Bond villain.
It feels a bit robotic like, so...
Right, something a little bit different today. I wanted to kind of give you some insight into the session rather than putting some music over the top and making myself look like a movie star. So this posterior day, density day, has been in my rotation for like 3 or 4 years now, and there's a reason for that. That is because of the improvements I've seen in my posterior chain. So the session itself runs the same. The only things we kind of switch up is the type of kit that we're using. The pulls from the floor, which you'll see in a bit, has been moved from the front of the session to the end, but that's about it. But first exercise up is a lat pull down. Why are we doing that? Obviously we want to warm the lats up before we get into the hard heavy movements, and the kit I'm using here, which is a hammer strength pull down, as I've said in previous videos, it is very hard to get short, so you want to hit this straight off the bat while you're fresh before you start getting fatigued throughout the actual session. What am I thinking about here? I don't want to break it down into geeky terminology, but strap in as hard as you can, pull that elbow down to your hip and explode down. Yes, we want to keep the shoulder down a little bit, keep it controlled, keep the tempo within reason. We don't want to be doing really slow reps, because if you're doing really slow reps and you've got weight on there, you're not going to get very far. So explode down, elbow to hip, and strap in as hard as you can. Those are the main key points. Exercise number 2, again, another one which is very hard, very heavy, very humbling, and that's the Arsenal strength T-bar row. So I've not got a lot of weight on there, but you can see there is a bit of body English, and that's okay. Like when you do the hard heavy shit, it's okay to have a little bit of body English, because you're not going to get very far with it. If we were to put 20-30 kilos less on that and just concentrate on the squeezing, you're not going to get the most out of it. So explode, that's the only thing I would say with these 2 movements at the start. Explode, 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 and that will get you what you need to get from those movements. On to the 3rd exercise. This is where I can kind of control it a little bit better. It's a prime extreme row. You look at the setup, I've got like a 70%, 30% load difference from the mid to the top peg. I'm not going to break that down. If anyone needs the information on how to load prime, I will tell you, drop me a message. The reason for that, I want a slight drop off at the top. Obviously, this is the third movement in. I'm fatigued from obviously the pull down and the chest supported row, so we want to be able to get a little bit more out of that contraction, hence why we've loaded it at the top. Fourth movement, a straight up D handle pull down. Yeah, I'm using D handles. You'll notice though, there's a bit of weight on there. I'm not doing a D handle pull down with 4 pins on the stack. There's a good bit of weight. I think this was like 91 kilos. What am I thinking about here? Bringing my elbows out and wide as I come down. This is an upper back movement. Like, it's not getting your lats as much. It is an upper back movement. Again, we're looking for thickness here on this session. We're not looking for width, we're looking for thickness. So for those of you that think a lat pull down is hitting your lats, there's going to be a bit of crossover, but the majority of that is going on your upper back. So that's all the back work done. On to exercise number 5. This used to be a glute drive. Those of you that know me will know my glutes take over the world. So we've put a hamstring curl in instead of the glute drive. The reason for that is I want to bring my hamstrings up, so we're adding more volume in across the week. I do hamstrings on my leg day, so now I've obviously brought them in on this day as well. The second reason for adding these in is it's going to warm my hamstrings up for when we get into the pulls off the floor. You don't want to be going into a pull from the floor with cold hamstrings. 2 sets, that's something I haven't mentioned here. We're doing 2 sets on all these movements, top set, back off set. Typically the first set is going to be something in the single digits, 6 to 9 reps. Second set is going to be in the higher rep ranges. You're looking for like 10 to 12, 12 to 15. Then we move on to the stiff leg deadlift. I am up to 5.75 PPS, plates per side. I'm nudging towards 6 plates, still not there yet. So what am I thinking about going into this set? I want to get aggressive. This is the 6th exercise within the session. If I'm not getting aggressive to get that weight up, it's not going to move. So you need the correct song on the playlist to get you into that mindset. You want to take your rest in between your warm-ups to ensure that you're not too gassed out going into that first set. And then breathing is going to be very, very important. So I take a few big deep breaths before I go into that set. And then in terms of actually doing it, you want to be exhaling as you go up. Think of it like a piston. You'll probably hear in the background from the noises I make when I'm doing the actual set. You can hear me breathing out as I explode up. As I come back down, I'm inhaling. Body position, main thing is you just want to keep tight and locked in. Your elbows need to be rotated towards your body. I see a lot of people doing sets with their elbows kind of flared out. Those are the key things I would say to get you through a heavy pull set like that. What's happening, champ? Nice one for the check-in, bro. Just send you a video update for this one just so I can kind of walk through things. But yeah, in terms of, obviously you've been rough this week, illness, so the fact that you've been able to still get all the food in there you're on, because obviously calorie wise we're at the 4,800 mark, so the fact that you've been able to get that in still is good work, mate. You know, with the bug, because there's a few people that have got it at the moment, I know, and they're probably struggling to eat at all, let alone eat fucking 4,800 calories. So good work, man. In terms of the pictures, everything's spot on. Like, we've seen a bump in the scales of £2, and that could just be, you know, like water from obviously being ill, holding on to a little bit, which is what your body will do. That's how it would respond. But in terms of the pictures, mate, everything is spot on. So I am happy. I'm not going to change anything, just in light of the fact that we're £2 up. And I'm pretty sure it's not a true weight. I reckon we're probably maybe like 14.6. There might be £1 or so difference, but just in light of that, I don't want to change a thing. So we'll keep everything the same this week, bro. But what I want is it's Saturday today, so let's send me a weight update on Monday, and then I'll touch base with when I want you to weight update next. Then probably it'll be like Wednesday or something, Wednesday or Thursday. Just keep an eye on it. Obviously, once this illness, the bug, is fully cleared out of your system, I know you feel good now, but it's probably still lingering in the background. So we'll assess it from there. Oh yes, Just get my stats. Don't know if you can see that. 128/80. So we are within range. I don't know if you do your blood pressure, you know when it's like tightening up and you're trying to control your heart rate and take big deep breaths. It feels like my heart rate's going even quicker. But I just wanted to show you that I'm doing this, as I said, pretty much every morning now, just to keep an eye on it. It's check-in day tomorrow, so obviously I'll do that, and I will also do my blood glucose. I'm not doing that every single day. I'll probably do it like twice, maybe 3 times a week, just to keep an eye on that. But this is pretty much every day, just because of those like absurd numbers that were coming back on there. But 128 over whatever the bottom number was, forgot already. It's early. I'm happy with that. So just wanted to show you that. I got that off Amazon Prime for anyone that wants one. Because obviously the other blood pressure monitors I'm used to using are the ones that go around your arm. But then you've got to get a sleeve that's big enough for your arm. Not that I've got the biggest arms, but this is much easier. Goes on the wrist. And shout out to Nath Styles, because I saw him using this on his story. So that's where I got the idea for that. So that is the vid. Just wanted to show you a bit of insight into where I'm at with the health shit and obviously the training stuff. So I hope you took something away from it. Thank you very much for watching. I am about to do some editing, a couple of check-ins, and then get to the gym. So I shall see you on the next episode. Peace.